Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. It is time for a tag.
Or not tag.
This week's we are coming from the car. We are heading to Maryland, but believe it or not to see the boys. Nope, going down to see my little Madison Rose. So my new little great niece. So we figured we would get this tag filmed while we're sitting still. This week's questions come from Chris, the husband of Tracy from Trials of a Long-Haired Girl. So we are going to get right into this tag because you know all the people that participate in the tags are linked below. Go visit them, all that fun stuff. The questions are down below if you'd like to answer them in the comments because we do love reading them. Here we go. Number 1. Have you ever met a famous leader? It can be political, religious, corporate, military, or whatever. You pick.
Not that I recall.
Nope. No famous leaders. Number 2. Have you ever met a famous actor?
No.
I sort of kind of met Ben Affleck.
Oh, yeah.
There was the movie Jersey Girl. It was a Kevin Smith movie starring Ben Affleck and J-Lo and some little girl named Raquel. Was filmed actually in my hometown and the surrounding area. And George Carlin. George Carlin was in it. It was filmed at my old high school. It was filmed at a whole bunch of places. And we would hang out at the set every day, being stalkers. So, you know, every once in a while they would come out and talk to the crowd and sign autographs and stuff. So I actually have a t-shirt with Ben Affleck's signature on it. So, I mean, you know, not really met him. Now, the other person that we've met, I met a little bit more in depth. And if I can find pictures, I'll put them in, but don't...
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Don't count on the pictures, but I will try. Go ahead, Doug.
What's his name?
Buddy Velastro?
Yeah, it's it. Yeah.
Buddy Velastro from the Cake Boss.
Yeah.
Back in the day when the Cake Boss was brand new show, when it was really good, we decided to take a road trip to Hoboken to Carlo's Bakery. And we did, and we went like in the back alley where they used to hang out before they got famous and all. We met the whole cast. We got pictures with the whole cast. It was really cool. And then fast forward a couple years, a friend of mine worked for Duncan Hines brand, the parent company of Duncan Hines, and Buddy Velastro was doing like a baking show, like live, and she got tickets and she took me, and because she was kind of a, you know, like she was there representing our company, we had backstage passes and like a private reception and stuff with Buddy. So we actually got to talk to him. I got a hug and a kiss from him. So that was pretty cool. So, I mean, actor, I don't know. But that was my brush with fame. Not much. And back in the day, like when we used to go over to Philly for concerts and stuff, like we met Robert Hazard and the Hooters. But I think that's coming up in another question, so I better shut up. Number 3, have you ever met a famous musician? There you go. Like I said, back in the day, we would go over. I mean, were they famous? Not really. They were famous in our area. So, but no other really musician. Number 4, have you ever met a famous athlete? Once again, met, yes. Hung out with, no. Back in the day, oh my gosh, I've said that a million times. Back in like the late 80s, early 90s, I guess it was. We would go to autograph signings when the Philadelphia Phillies would be around. And we would go to events at the stadium, like the Phillies Wives charity events and stuff, and you get to meet the players and things like that. So we've met lots of Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah.
Can you think of any other?
Well, also, I mean, I don't know, he wasn't famous, but Glenn Howard.
Oh yeah, Glenn Howard was a professional football player.
He was the coach of our high school football team.
Yeah, he was the coach of our high school football team, and
he was a star back in his younger days at the high school.
And what NFL team did Glenn play for? Do you remember?
Kansas City, I believe.
And he's also a member of our swim club, so like.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we like hang out with. Yeah, it's like you kind of forget, you know. And
actually, for a small high school, there are several
professional athletes.
Professional athletes that have gone on to be professionals.
Yep. My friend from high school, her nephew is a player. He was with the Boston Red Sox, and now Mike Schwarn. Now he is with somebody else. And no, he's not with Boston anymore. Johnny Gaudreau, who plays for the Calgary Flames hockey. He went to my boys' high school, graduated a few years ahead of them, and so yeah, there's like a decent amount of athletes, I guess. Number 5, have you ever met a famous person who doesn't fit neatly into these 4 categories? The only one I could think of would be Kevin Smith, the director of Clerks, the director of Chasing Amy, the director of Jersey Girl, the director of Clerks 2, the director of Dogma. Dogma, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Dogma. You know, he directed kind of cult-like films. He directed Jersey Girl, that, like I said, was filmed in our town, and I went to a private party with him when Jersey Girl wrapped up. We had a private screening in our town, in our high school, our alma mater. We had a private screening of the movie, and then there was a after party. So I got to hang out with Kevin Smith. That's probably the most famous. Have you ever encountered a famous person in a totally unforeseen situation? No. Number 7, have you ever met or known a famous person before they became famous? Well, I guess that would be like the athletes, like the Glenn Howard and Kevin Harvey and Johnny Gaudreau and Mike Schwarn, Flipper Anderson, Willie Anderson. So just athletes. Number 8, have you ever been a fan of a band or musical artist before they were cool? The Hooters. I don't know how cool they are, and I mean they got big, but never huge like Billy Joel big. I mean, we were fans of Billy Joel from his very first album, Cold Spring Harbor. Before that ever really, before he became the Piano Man. So, but like, not that I can think of anything else. Do you have any particularly good secondhand stories about a friend or family member interacting with a famous person? Nope. My nephew met Ben Stiller on his college campus. There was a voter registration and Ben Stiller was there. But yeah, no, we're boring. We live in a little small town. And number 10, if you could be famous for something, what would it be? Humanitarian aid.
Yeah, some heroic virtue.
Like, I want to be like Mother Teresa.
Something philanthropic.
Yeah, something philanthropic. Like, I don't care to be a famous musician, a famous artist, a famous... Yeah, no. I would love to be known for doing good deeds. A good deed doer, as they say in The Wizard of Oz. So that is it. That is all 10 questions. We flew through this puppy. Thank you so much, Chris, for coming up with these questions. And thank you all for watching. Don't forget to check the description box below. and check out all the questions, all the people, all the tags, all that fun stuff. And that is it. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you in our next video.